So far, to evaluate a classifier, we have mostly used score, which is the same as just what proportion of the elements are correct. So we usually use clf.score, and then I can say like x-scaled or whatever I used for as my input for my predictions, and then the true values. So for example, chord. So this was saying that 54% of the predictions were correct. And that's different from the loss functions we've typically been using. So for this one, for the scores, a bigger number is better, and 1 is perfect in this case at least. Whereas for loss, a smaller number is better. And also for training, it's better to use a loss function rather than something like this. This is not continuous enough. This count how many are correct, it's not continuous enough. So log loss, which is also sometimes called cross entropy, is what we're going to use instead. So let me show you an example of how this works. And I'd forgotten to import it originally, but now I've imported it. So from scikit-learn metrics, import log loss. And just to keep the video a little shorter, I don't think I'll go into the mathematics of it. I just want to show you how it works. So if I do clf.predict proba x scaled, so this is a big number of rows, like what's the shape of this? It's going to be that usual 646 number that we've been seeing in the previous videos. It's going to be 646 by 4. And where does the 4 come from? Well, the 4 corresponds to how many possible classes are there. And so for example, this row here, it's saying we're predicting 0% probability of being in the 0th class, a 1/4 probability of being in the 1st class, and so on. And how do you know which class is which? Well, they're basically always going to be alphabetized. If you want to see them explicitly, you can do this .classes _ attribute. So this one was saying that for the row in this slot, it had a 0% chance of being a B, a 25% chance of being in the chord C, and so on. And so then we can use this log loss. And what it wants is the true values to come first. So I can say, up here I said df3 chord. So I can say df3 chord for my true values. And then it doesn't just want the predictions where we would count them. It actually wants the predicted probabilities. So using this predict proba. And so here we get 0.88. And you shouldn't think of that as a percentage. Just think of it as you'd think of any other loss function. Like it doesn't mean so much on its own, but if you see a bigger number, that means your prediction is getting worse. And if you see a smaller number, that means your prediction is getting better. Okay, that's all I'll say in this video. Thank you for watching.